You can't tell people how to change the pressure. It's dangerous. It's a prescription. They're gonna die.
Yeah, you can't tell them how to do this stuff. They don't know all this stuff. We're trained, we're educated. Come on, man, not really. Special thank you to my $10 and up Patreon supporters and Dr. John Vanderlaan and Steve Bradshaw. Thank you and thanks, buddy. I really appreciate the Patreon support that I get. They are helping me fight through, they're helping me weather the storm of YouTube demonetization by sponsoring this video, and I so appreciate that. So people like my thank you and thanks buddy level of sponsorship, Dr. John Vanderlaan and Steve Bradshaw, I really appreciate you guys, as well as the other $10 supporters. You guys are fantastic, as well as the $1 and up supporters. You guys are all great. Every little bit helps. I'd also like to thank, God, the thank yous don't stop here. We're a very thankful group. And I would also like to thank my wife and children for not being home right now so I can film in some
Goddamn peace and quiet.
Today, I'm going to show you how to change the pressure of a Philips Respironics Dreamstation. But first, I'm going to wag my hairy finger at you guys. Here's the problem with you people. Here's a problem with you people. Every time I put out one of these videos, I always got a lot of people like, I get respiratory therapists and other registered polysomnographic technologists pissing and moaning at me because I give this information out. Now, let me tell you why you guys are all stupid. And I'm sure... You wonder why these videos get watched? Now you guys want a lesson in growing your YouTube channel. It's very important to insult your core audience. Now this isn't insulting at all. This is just truth. So just hear me out here. It's mostly the DME people, the people on the professional end of CPAP. You guys are like, you always come at me with,
you can't tell people how to change the pressure. It's dangerous. It's a prescription. They're gonna die.
Okay, you're attacking this with a premise that the doctor and the sleep lab did everything perfectly and the patient is going home on the right mode of therapy, being it CPAP, bilevel, ASV, whatever, and you're also making the assumption that they're on the correct pressure. Come on, man. You and I both know this stuff gets screwed up all the time. All the time. I would say probably more than 50% of the time this gets messed up. And you know that. You're being an ass when you come at me telling me, nobody told me about changing pressure. You're also making the assumption that all patients are very stupid. Now, I can see that there's some that are a little bit out there on their thought process and they're not thinking this stuff through, but the people that look it up are on the ball. The people watching this video seeking out this information are, I would say that they're on it. The people that are like, nah, going through life kind of with their hat sideways, you know, with the lollipop, those guys aren't even looking this stuff up. Don't worry about them, okay? Don't worry about them, they're fine. They're doing their thing. Let's not judge. Patients looking up this information, they're searching this information out and they're getting it here right now. So just let's all stay calm. Okay, now I'm gonna shift this. Now I'm talking to you, patient. Please don't change the pressure if you don't know for a fact or have something to back it up that you need the pressure changed, okay? Because the DME guys, they do have a point that there is a specific pressure that you need to be on. So sometimes the doctors do get it right and you're going home with the right pressure. And maybe you just need to adjust to that pressure or something else needs to be fixed. But let's look into that before we just start changing the pressures just kind of willy-nilly. How can you do that? Great question. I'm so glad you asked. I have a video. If you go into it and you search, in my channel, you search Sleepyhead, you'll see a program. It is free to use. It's not like malware or anything. I use it all the time. And you can take the data from your SD card in your machine, put it in there. You can look at everything. And you can see, are there probable hypopneas or probable RERAs? Is there vibratory snores being heard? Any of that stuff gives you, we'll say, evidence that your pressure needs to be increased, so go for it. If you see that there are central apneas being tagged, a lot of them, now so these machines aren't perfect, you have to know this. The machines aren't perfect, so sometimes it tags stuff wrong either way. There's central apneas, obstructive apneas, sometimes it won't mark them, sometimes it marks too much usually. Go through it and look at it. I kind of talk about this in that other video I'm referencing. But look at it and see if there's actually justification for changing the pressure, all right? Perfect. Okay, we're all on the same page now. Okay, now I'm going back to the DME people. You guys are saying, now you're like, you can't tell them how to do this stuff. They don't know all this stuff. We're trained, we're educated. Come on, man, not really. All we do in the lab, and you know it, is we just try a pressure, we try another pressure, we try another pressure. We see what sticks. We don't know what's gonna stick. We're just doing a bunch of trial and error. So don't act like the patient doing trial and error at home is any different than doing trial and error in the lab. but they're being monitored. Well, they're kind of monitoring themselves at home. So let's just all relax. Let's take a deep breath. Let's just calm down. All right, let's get to the video. Hey, you want to support what we're doing here on this channel? Head on over to maskbright.com. Look, I already have something in the cart here. Let me show you something super special. I already threw an AirFit F20. Now let's put in coupon code Chicken Taco and see what happens. What happens to our already low prices? You want to support us? Look, you get a nice, slightly used mask, 12 bucks less than the already low price, maskbright.com. Here we go. We have a Dreamstation Auto CPAP, right? Dude, don't turn on. All right, here we go. We have a Dreamstation Auto CPAP. If you have a machine that looks anything like this super secret code is gonna work. Oh my God! My doctor's trying to kill me, it's on 20. Man, what's that Yahoo doing? He's trying to kill me with that. I already looked up on Sleepyhead and I talked to Jason at freecpapadvice.com/forum, and we found out, after I gave him a substantial donation, that my pressure's too high. How do I change that? How do I crack in there? All right, right up here, you have the humidifier button, or I'm sorry, the ramp button. And then you also have the knob. You're gonna push in on both of those. Watch what magically happens to the screen. What is this, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, maybe 4 seconds? I don't know. Oh, there it is, we just cracked the code. We're into therapy. Now we can go ahead and toggle through a bunch of this stuff. We have comfort settings, we have therapy settings, which is what you're all here for. Patient mode, this is to get you back out into Lameville, where you have zero control. All right, so let's go into the therapy setting, because here's the therapy. We're gonna go ahead and push on that. This is what we're all here for, right? Push there. You can see now I'm on CPAP mode. I always leave it in CPAP mode. I have other videos describing why I like CPAP better than APAP, but that's not for here right now. So we have it in CPAP mode, and we're gonna go over to 20 centimeters of water pressure, push there, and through Sleepyhead, I found that, you know what, really 8 is perfect for me. So we're just gonna go ahead and twist this down all the way to 8. Gonna push in here, boom, and that's it, we're done. But then you're like, you know what, Jason, I actually like APAP a lot better, so piss off, I'd rather use that. Oh, okay. Well, let's go ahead and do that. Let's just toggle over to CPAP, push in, rotate. It's now auto. Ah, now I have 2 pressures. Panic button. What do I do now? Well, you know, with whatever you want, you kind of want to have it, say 10 is your optimal pressure, but 10 is just too much for you to handle. You are a sensitive soul. Let's go ahead and start that at 8 instead, and 10 is your optimal. But you never know. Maybe you had you drank like a bunch of beer or something. So let's go, just because your neck's going to be a little more flabby. 10 is your optimal. Let's go ahead and go 12 on the upper end, so they can have a little room to flex. Now, why don't you want to go like 20? Whoops! Holy smokes! Why don't you want to go up to 20 all the way? Well, if you have leaking, you can get runaway pressure, and that is bad. It'll go all the way up to 20, but it really doesn't know that it's leaking out of your mouth. So you don't want to go that high. So that's why we limit it. Too much information, I'm sure. Anyway, that's it. You're done. You just changed it. Okay, back to the main menu, and let's look at some other settings. How about comfort settings? Because we all know that C-Flex, A-Flex, and if you have a ResMed machine, EPR or expiratory pressure relief are super dumb. Will cause more pressure, more problems than it's worth. So we're gonna go ahead and turn that stuff off. So we have flex on, whoops, back here, boy. Back on 3, flex. Let's go ahead and turn that down to 1. Or even better, let's do this and go off. Then we don't have to mess with it. Flex is off. Piss off, flex, we don't want you. You can change all the ramp settings. You can turn smart on, or I'm sorry, this is smart ramp. You can turn auto on, off. As far as you can even adjust the humidification settings there, which is kind of groovy. We're gonna go here, humidification, the adaptive it's already set for, which is awesome, because then it takes into account, like if you're in Florida and it's super humid, you're not going to get rain out in your tube. So based on the heated tube and the temperature that you'd like it to be, it's going to adjust constantly to try to make sure you don't get rain out in your tube and you get that glug glug sound and you wake up drowning in actual water in your tube. Not very fun if it's ever happened to you. So I actually like adaptive, but you can go YOLO on fixed if you want. If you don't know, YOLO means you only live once. Super lame term, but I stand by it. All right, we also have device settings here. So this is for you guys that get stuck in a different language. Yes, this has happened. Go into device, you're gonna slide over to the flags because you're not gonna be able to read anything. It's gonna say lingua here if you have it in Spanish or something. Go ahead and click on that, and you can just rotate until you see something you think looks familiar. Congratulations, you're back at it. Okay, and last one here is you can go into info and you can get a lot of really, really useless information. You can see the blower hours, the compliance therapy. Honestly, all this stuff in here is crap. Just get it out of Sleepyhead. It's so much better and it's free, like I said. All right, that's it. Once you click out of there, just hit on, and it's going to go ahead and start it at whatever pressure that you selected. It's that easy as far as changing the pressure. Now, let me just throw out one more cautionary tale, because you see some hinky stuff going on. If you have a doctor that's actually working with you and like you're fresh on CPAP and they're obviously still following you, talk to them before you make any changes. Just say, hey doc, I feel like this pressure is too low and here's why. I feel like this pressure is too high and here's why. Print out some of those Sleepyhead reports. Try to figure out what's going on and have some evidence to back it up. I can't stress that enough. The worst thing, I see a lot of dumb crap. Like people think that their mouth guards are working at night. They'll shove stuff up their nose and they think because it makes their snoring go away, it makes their apnea go away, and they have that tested in the lab, and it's just like, what I'm trying to say is your perception sometimes isn't reality, so have some actual data to back it up. I'm saying this for your health. I'm not saying this for anything other than your health. I genuinely want your sleep to be as good as possible. So that's why I'm talking about this stuff. So I would like you to get the pressure right, or as close to right as possible. And I would love it if you would go through your doctor, because some doctors are crap, and when they're crap. And if they're crap, then you know that you have to do what you have to do. And I'm certainly not going to judge you for that, and I certainly hope that other people that work in this field don't judge you for that as well. Okay, with all that said, now's the time for some commentary. Check the comment section down below, and you can add your spicy comments. You can tell me why I'm such a massive prick for sharing this information, or you can say, oh my God, you just saved my life. I appreciate it. And to show my appreciation, I'm going to click on this PayPal donation button and enter a massive sum. Lots of zeros, no decimals, lots of zeros. See, you know what? If you are having a hard time finding the pressure or finding out what any of this stuff means in Sleepyhead, go ahead, upload some of these screenshots to my forum, freecpapadvice.com. God, I said that so fast. freecpapadvice.com/forum. Now, there is a 4-limit upload to your pictures, so don't go too crazy on me. If you look on there, there's a user by the name of Diamond. He has a lot of great tutorials of how to not put your information on Sleepyhead in a stupid way. Shows you how to organize it. Very nice and neat. That is Diamaunt. If you look for that user in his signature line, it's got all that information on where you can find it. Did you find this helpful? If so, check the description box down below of how you can help us out, how you can support our channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching.